Hey, thank you so much for joining me for today's class sequence. This class is all about how to prepare to safely come into an arm balancing split. So this specific pose is called Eka Pada Koundinyasana 2. And I was inspired to make this class sequence because one of my friends who also has a YouTube channel, I'll put the link in the text description. Her name is Coral, and Coral follows these yoga classes that I create. And this arm balancing split was sprinkled into the end of one of my recent classes, and she had commented that she would like to learn this one a little more. So I thought I'll make a how-to, so anyone that would like to try the arm balancing split can have an opportunity to really prepare the body to safely come into it. So this is actually called Eka Pada Koundinyasana 2. So Eka being 1, Pada being foot, Koundinyasana, the arm balancing split. It's the second one because there is a different option, which is 1, Koundinyasana 1. But for today, we're just focusing on Koundinyasana 2. So in order to do the arm balancing split, we need to prepare our hips, our hamstrings, and strengthen our arms to set us up to come into it. If we try to do this posture without warming up, it's going to be really uncomfortable, particularly for the hip, maybe even the arms. The hamstring will be strained. So it's really, really important that we take the time to warm up our body. That way we try the posture after we're warmed up so that everything is safe. So to get started, you'll need a couple blocks and also a little towel. So just even maybe like a little piece of fabric, or you might even use the end of your yoga pant if you've got long pants on. Doesn't need to be very big, but we're gonna incorporate it for something coming up that's gonna assist us to open up the hamstrings further. And that's what's gonna be our magic carpet ride. So that's gonna be a really fun setup. So 2 blocks and a little towel or blanket, and this is going to be depending on your flexibility. You might not need them if you're very, very flexible. However, if your hamstrings are tight, then I do recommend having those props available with you. I do have a class that was created last year, and it's called Hamstring Opening to Splits. So if hamstring opening is something that you want to explore, I'll add that class link into the text description so that you can use that to also prepare for this arm balancing split and or to further get deeper into those hamstrings. So starting off, we're going to come into first just some gentle stretches for the hips and the hamstrings, and then we'll continue to progressively deepen these areas. So from a comfortable seat, we'll bring one leg directly in front, whichever leg you want to start with. So as you're looking at this extended leg, make sure that your knee and your ankle are in line with your hip. The other leg is going to come out to the side. So your foot is out. Now, you might position your foot however is comfortable for you. If the calf muscle's in the way, you can pull it, lift it, send it out, and then sit back down. So first, gently coming into the hamstring, we'll take our hands to frame our legs, so one hand on either side of the leg. As you inhale, lift the crown of your head up, and as you exhale, hinge at the hips, slowly start to fold. And as you fold, you might notice if you want to walk your hands forward a little deeper. Now notice the more you fold, the more you're going to feel the stretch in the hamstring of your straight leg. If you feel discomfort at your bent knee, then you can always come out and maybe switch the leg up this way. So either way, whatever's working for your body, try both, see what you like, see what you need. Let the head relax. Just think about your forehead moving towards your straight leg. And then on the next inhale, we'll rise up. From here, we'll bend the straight leg knee, bring the arch of your foot to meet the knee of the leg that was already bent. So now we're gonna fold forward and get more into the hips. We've got internal rotation on one side, external rotation on the other side. Take the fingertips in front of the legs, and as you exhale, fold forward. Now, the more you fold forward, you'll notice that your leg that's out to the side, that same side hip is going to lift up. That's okay. Don't worry. It's supposed to in this shape, in this pose. This is referred to as deer pose. Relax the neck, relax the head. And on the next inhale, we'll lift the crown of the head up. We'll find that straight spine. Now the leg that has been bent for the longest amount of time is now going to lengthen in front. Opposite leg comes out to the side. Remember that trick where you can pull the calf muscle out, figure out how is most comfortable for your foot, and then look down at your straight leg. Make sure your knee and your foot are in line with your hip. Hands are going to frame the straight leg. Inhale, reach the crown of the head up. And as you exhale, lead with your heart. Hinge at your hips. The more you fold, the more you're going to feel the stretch at the hamstring. Relax the head. Find your edge. Find that place of a nice deep stretch, but not to the point of pain or major discomfort. Breathe into the pose. This side might feel different than the other. Just honor what's going on here. And on the next inhale, we'll lift the head, find that straight spine, slowly making your way back to where we started. And then from here, bend the knee, take the arch of your foot to the opposite knee. So you want your shin to be diagonal with the front of your mat. Fingertips or palms come in front of the leg. And then as you exhale, walk the hands forward. Just fold and breathe. Now feeling into this hip, knowing the opposite hip is going to naturally lift, that's okay. And we'll slowly start to make our way out. And then from here, we'll change the station of our body. So we'll take the feet out to one side and we'll set ourselves up for downward facing dog. So reaching the hands forward, let's curl the toes, lift the hips way up high, press them back. Think about sending your chest towards your thighs. Here you might take alternate knee bends. That feels really good in the straight leg. We'll even out the sides. Now on your next inhale, lift your right foot, exhale, bend the knee, step it outside of the right hand, and then lower the left knee down. So we're in a knee down lizard lunge. Hands are in line with the right foot, the front foot. Here we can uncurl the back toes. Now feeling deeper into the hips. With my palms planted on the mat, I like to rock my hips from side to side. Feels really good. You might want to come onto your forearms instead. And if you take that option, just make sure that your elbows are in line with the arch of your front foot. Now, if your forearms are almost down but not quite, you might use your block there to close the gap between the ground and your forearms. And wherever you are, press palms to the mat, straighten the arms. If that right knee splayed out, bring it in. Now, send the hips back. Straighten that right leg. It might be more comfortable for you to walk your hands closer towards your torso. Lift your right toes, and then as you exhale, you might fold a little deeper. Now getting deeper into the hamstring. Really important to set ourselves up so that we can successfully come into our peak postures. Really important to honor the body by warming it up. Now finding movement with our breath. As we inhale, we'll bend that right knee stacks above the right ankle. Exhale, send the hips back. Straighten that right leg again. Continue moving with the breath. Inhale, knee bends. Exhale, leg straightens. Let's take one more round. And after finishing this round, we'll meet with the right knee bent. Let's curl the left toes, come off the left knee. Step the right toes back, lift to your downward facing dog. Find your alignment. Just check in, see how the right leg feels, and see how the left leg feels. Notice if you feel any difference. Now preparing to come into the second side. Inhale, we'll lift and lengthen that left leg. Exhale, bend the knees, step the left foot outside of the left hand, and then we'll lower that right knee down. So knee down lunge on this side, maybe uncurling the back toes, maybe rocking the hips from side to side. I really like this because I can feel my side body stretching, and that always feels really good to me. But you don't have to stay with straight arms. If you did on the other side, maybe you come onto your forearms if that's available for you. And if your forearms are down, go ahead and press palms to the mat. Lift the hips, send them back, straighten the left leg, walk the hands towards the body. Lift the left toes. Now once that left leg is straight and the toes are lifted, as you exhale, fold a little deeper. So you decide how far you go. The more you fold, the deeper you're gonna feel that stretch. So just find what the left hamstring needs. Now finding movement with our breath. Inhale, bend that left knee. Exhale, send the hips back. We've got 2 more rounds. Inhale, knee bends. Exhale, send it back. And again. And then we'll meet with the left knee bent. From here, we'll curl the right toes, lift the right knee, step the left toes back from plank position, press back to your down dog. Find your breath here. Now, as you inhale, lift and lengthen that right leg. Exhale, bend the knee, step it through, engage the right hip, lift the arms. So you're coming into crescent lunge. The gaze is going to be forward. Knee is tracking above the ankle. Maybe you press that left heel back. Now from here, we'll transition to warrior 2 so we can set ourselves up for extended side angle. So bend your right elbow, bring your forearm to your right thigh, lift your left arm overhead. Long line of energy from the left foot to the left fingertips. On the next inhale, lift the arms up back to warrior 2. Now press into that right foot, straighten the right leg. Reach the right fingers forward and then rotate the arms to find your triangle. I just got a really nice pop in my body. I always like when that happens. Just little natural adjustments happening. Now from here, Gently circle that left hand down. As you do this, take a little micro bend in your right knee. Let your hands come down. Rotate your back toes facing the same direction as your right toes. So here you might step your back foot up a foot or so, shortening the distance. Both legs are straight, and then as you exhale, fold forward. Maybe you even plant the palms. Continuing to deepen the stretch at the hamstring. On your next inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, step the back foot in line with the front foot and go straight into a forward fold. Now, check in on the legs. Feel into the right leg. Feel into the left leg. Notice if you feel any difference. And from here, we'll soften the knees, find a little bend. Reach the arms up as you inhale. Fingertips reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Back to your fold, plant your hands. Step the right toes back, then the left. Now to strengthen the arms, we can move through a vinyasa, moving from plank to chaturanga, then upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. Pausing here, reconnecting with our breath, maybe rocking the hips from side to side. Next inhale, lift and lengthen that left leg. Exhale, bend the knee, step it through. Inhale, reach the arms up. Crescent lunge on this side. So now that left knee is bent, tracking above the left ankle. Maybe we give a little press to that right heel back, feeling into the psoas. And then we'll transition to warrior two to set ourselves up as we move into extended side angle. So now that left elbow is gonna bend, forearm finds the thigh. Reach the right fingers up and overhead. Long line of energy now on the right side. Left palm is facing up to the sky, right palm is facing down to the earth. Continue to reach through the fingers. Next inhale, back to warrior two. Press into the front foot, reach the fingers forward, and then rotate the arms, find your triangle. For me, this is an awesome stretch at the inner thigh. Reach the top fingers up as if you're trying to tap the ceiling. And then rotate the top fingers down. Take a little micro bend in the front knee. Let the fingertips meet the mat. Lift the back heel. Rotate the foot so all 10 toes are facing forward. And then here, bring the back foot up a foot or so, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Pause here for an inhale breath. And as you exhale, fold. Practice keeping both legs straight. Notice how good this stretch feels. Now from here, inhale is going to be a half lift. Exhale, right foot meets the left and go directly into your fold. Micro bend of the knees. Take your time to slowly roll up to standing. And once you get to standing, gaze is going to be forward. As you inhale, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, take the shoulders back and down. A couple more times. So we've got just a couple more parts before we come into our arm balancing split. We're going to prepare to come into 3 rounds of Sun Salutation B so that we can really strengthen the arms and continue to open the hips. Then we'll take our magic carpet ride, and then we'll practice Eka Pada Koundinyasana too. So the next time the shoulders come up, back, and down, set them away from the ears. Look down to your feet. If your feet are hip distance, go ahead and bring the big toes together. Create a little space between the heels. Feet are going to come to the top of the mat. Now we are going to take 3 rounds, and the first round is going to be more traditional. The second and third round, we're going to add something a little different that's going to also help to set us up for this arm balancing split. So we'll start off with our arms by our sides. Moving with the breath, as we inhale, we'll find our chair pose, bend the knees, sit back, lift the arms up. And then as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, plank position. From here, lower down, take a chaturanga, feel the strength in your arms. Inhale is upward facing dog or cobra if you prefer. Exhale is downward facing dog. Inhale, lift and lengthen the right leg. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take the hands down. Right toes step back. Option to move through vinyasa. Now it's an option because if you prefer, you can opt out, but this is really what's strengthening our arms. From down dog, inhale, lift and lengthen left leg. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take the hands down. Move through your flow. Now, the next time you come into downward facing dog, let yourself take a few rounds of breath. You can always come into child's pose, arms by your sides if you need to release the shoulders, or arms extended forward. Knees can go wide for hip opening, and this will be if you need a break. Otherwise, you can stay in downward facing dog. Find what you need. Know that we're going to continue to progress. So from downward facing dog, we're going to make our way to the top of the mat with our feet. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale is chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. Now, as you come into Tadasana, find your breath. It's possible that your breath may have shortened. Here you might take one hand to your heart center. Other hand can be at your belly or on top of your hand at your heart. Just give yourself a moment to find your breath and to lengthen the breath. This also might be an appropriate time for you to take a sip of water if you want or need to. But use this time to inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale, release the air. Inhale, feel the chest expand. Exhale, feel it soften. Let's take another big inhalation through the nostrils. Exhale, lower your arms by your sides. All right, guys, round 2. Inhale is going to take us to chair pose. Exhale is forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back. Move through your vinyasa. Take it to down dog. Inhale, sweep that right leg up. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Inhale, lift the arms up. Now, this is where we're going to add on. Exhale, lower the hands to the inside of the foot. From here, bend the elbows. Let me adjust this mic pack. Okay. Bend the elbows, take the right arm under the right leg, and then see if you want to fly the left arm. Notice how this feels for your right hip. And then take the hands back down to the mat. Straighten the arms first, then reach the arms up as you inhale. Exhale, take the hands down and lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale is down dog. Second side, inhale, lift and lengthen the left leg. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take the hands down to the inside of the foot. Now, bend the elbows. Let that left arm come under the left leg, and then see about flying the right arm. Notice how this feels on this side. And then take the hands down to the mat. Extend the arms. And use your energy to lift the arms up as you inhale. Exhale, take the hands down. Left toes come back. And we move with our breath. This time as we come into down dog, 3 rounds of breath. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. One more round. And then step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, find a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. And that is round 2. We've only got one more round to go. Before we do that again and add on the next variation, let yourself get a sip of water. Give yourself time to find your breath, to reconnect with your breath. So with that movement, in the sun salutations, check in with yourself. What do you need? How is your breathing? Come back to breathing with intention. Know that we only have one more round, and then very soon we'll come into our arm balancing split. We're almost there. Your body's going to be really, really happy that you did the prep work. It's a much safer way to try these more advanced postures. All right, when you're ready for that third round, join me at the top of your mat. Big toes meet, little space at the heels. Moving with your breath. Inhale, let's take it to chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back. Move through your flow. From down dog, right leg lifts. Step it through. Reach the arms up. Now, this is our next variation. Take the hands down. Remember what we did before when we were flying the arms. We can take that same option, or maybe we take a bind, letting the hands meet behind the body. And then release, set the hands back down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands meet the mat. Right toes come back. Elbows bend, hug them in. Open your heart, gaze forward. Down dog. Next side. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Inhale, reach the arms up. We're almost there, guys. Exhale, take the hands down. Now, on this side, maybe we do what we did before, flying the arms, or maybe we go for the bind. Bind is really going to set you up for this arm balancing split. Release the bind, straighten the arms. Use your inhale breath to lift the arms up. Exhale, take the hands down. Step the left toes back. Hug the elbows in as you lower down. Open your heart. Down dog. Now from here, instead of jumping forward, finding our chair, and then Tadasana, we're going to switch up the ending of this sun salutation. Softly bending the knees, opening the knees the width of the mat, bringing the big toes together, reaching the fingers forward and lowering the forehead to the mat. Child's pose. Find your breath. Just ground down. On your next inhale, lift your head. Walk your hands towards your body, aligning your shoulders above your hips, ears above your shoulders. All right, so maybe you felt a little energy building in the sun salutations. Arms definitely strengthening. Hips and hamstrings more open than when we started. So we're gonna come into the magic carpet ride option, and then we're gonna try our arm balancing split. So for the magic carpet ride, this is where we're gonna need the piece of fabric, the little towel, whatever it is that you have, maybe even a sock, and then the 2 blocks. So once you have the props around you, take 1 block underneath each hand. Now, as you find a little more lift here from this kneeling position, we'll lift that right knee, bring it towards your chest, and then bring your heel onto the fabric. Shimmy around if you need to. Now dig your heel into the fabric so you can slide your leg forward. So we're practicing coming into a split. If you're not quite there, you can use a block or 2 to set your front thigh on. This way you can hold the integrity of the pose. You want your shoulders above your hips. You don't want to be dumping weight forward. Now you might need both blocks, or it might feel way safer to you to keep your hands on the blocks. You could even put a bolster underneath your front thigh. So we're asking a lot of our legs. We're asking our legs to go in 2 totally different directions. Make sure you're being really careful. And once you've had enough, slide your front heel forward, lift your foot, and bring your knees in line with each other. Before we come into the other side, bring the towel over to the other side. So for me, it's going to be the left side. Hands are firmly gripping onto the blocks. Lift the left knee, take the heel onto your towel, press your heel into it, slide your foot forward. Notice how this side feels. This side might be totally different. Maybe you stay as you are, or maybe you position the block under your thigh, maybe taking your fingertips to either side of the block. And this is one that you're going to want to be really, really careful with. It takes the hamstrings a while to warm up. And this is another option you don't want to do without warming up. Notice if you want to go a little deeper, if that's available before you come out. And then slide that left heel back in. Knee comes onto the mat. Take the blocks out to the sides. Just set them away for now. All right. We've made it to the time of trying our arm balance, Eka Pada Koundinyasana 2. This is going to be really fun. There are actually 2 different ways to come into it. Our bodies are a little more warmed up and ready to try this now. So I'm going to change the station of my body so that you can see both of my legs, and that way I won't run into the wall or the window. We're going to start off coming into the lizard lunge. So 1 foot steps outside of the hand. Now this time we're going to lift that back knee. So front knee is tracking above the ankle, back heel is lifted, back knee is lifted. From here, let's work the shoulder under the knee. So my left foot is forward, so I'm taking my left shoulder under my left knee, and then I'm going to shimmy that left foot in so I can bring my left hand outside of my foot. You can stay here or you can reach your fingertips back. Now, if you did that, take your left hand outside of your left foot, and then from here, lift your front heel. Hold for a breath. Coming into the pose, lift the toes, so fly that left leg. Really important, bend the right elbow, make a shelf for the right side of your body, and then fly both legs, point your toes. Head is lifted. Come out when you're ready. Woo! That's a lot of strength, a lot of work. It's super fun. Now that you tried it, you can see what I mean about preparing your body. You don't want to come into that one cold. Not when your body is stiff, not before warming up. So we'll try it on the other side. I do have a limitation with this shoulder. So I'm going to walk you through it. I might not fly it all the way, just depends on what my shoulder is telling me. So I want to pay attention and take care of my own body. So for this next side, opposite foot steps outside of the hand. From knee down lunge, we'll lift the back knee, press the heel back, front knee is bent. Feel into this lunge. And then we're gonna bend the elbow, work the shoulder under, shimmy the foot in so you can bring your hand outside of the foot now. Maybe we reach the fingers back, feeling deeper into the hip. And then let's take right hand outside of the right knee, left hand in line with the right foot, really working that shoulder under. The more you can get it under, the more it's gonna help you. Lift your front heel, and then see how it feels to fly the leg, bend the opposite elbow, lift the back foot, point the toes, come out when you're ready. Or if you're really enjoying this flight, stay in it. Hold and breathe. And as you come out, just let your body rest. And then you can try it again. So there is a second entrance option. This one comes from down dog. So I'll show that one to you in case you want to try it on each side and see if you like that experience better. I like them both, but I find this can be a really fun transition. So from downward facing dog, that one will make you feel like you've done a little cardio. From downward facing dog, you'll lift one leg, bend the knee, bring it towards the same side arm, bend the elbows, and then fly the legs once you found your shelf. So different entrance option. If you like that, you can try it. So you've got two different options of how to come into it. But whenever you take this posture, make sure you're warmed up, make sure you're taking the appropriate steps to set your body up for success. Thank you so much for letting me guide you in this class sequence. I hope to see you next time. If you feel like you learned something and you liked this class, please click the subscribe button. You won't get notifications unless you also click the bell, so you can get emails if you want to each time I upload classes or not. It's totally up to you, but I do appreciate your support if you could click subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Namaste. And if there's anything that you would specifically like to learn, please feel free to let me know in the comment section. I'm always happy to create classes based on your needs. See you next time. Thank you.